A story that ignores every writing tip I have ever received, by Protopony350. Twilight Sparkle was finally having her dinner when a knock was heard at her door. "Who is it?" she thought, but also said. "I have come for the appointment," said her best friend. Twi walked over to the door, and turned to the door on the cob and opened the door. "Oh, it's you," she said, with a smile, happy to see her. "Is it ready?" she asked with delight, and also a little bit of dread. "Here you go," said Twilight Sparkle, as she handed over the box it was made of family heirloom. "This is great! Finally our plan shall fall into place," said Octavia, who had become Twilight's best friend at some point. They laughed at the thought of the plan. Meanwhile, at the same time, Big Mac was finishing his chores and also Applejack's chores because she was busy with the big race. Big Mac walked over to the picture of Rarity and sighed. "If only I had fought harder, maybe you'd still be with me," he said with tears. "Well, anyway, now he's leaving flowers at her grave. The king will pay for what he did!" And Big Mac prepared his big plan. Cranky Doodle Donkey was preparing his new plan that he would soon spring on the inhabitants of this town called Ponyville. "With just a few more adjustments, my plan shall come to fruition. Now all I need to do is contact the king and tell him that the plan is almost done, and after that, I'll get what I want, and finally I can leave this nightmare behind me. Now to call the king." And he picked up the phone that had been invented some time ago and called the king on the phone. The phone rang. "Hello, is this the king?" asked Donkey. "Ah, yes, you are speaking to the king," said the king. "The plan is almost upon us. Soon all that we have strived for shall come to pass." They laughed at the thought of the plan. Big Mac was the maddest of all. "I just got done bucking apples, and now I'll hunt the king," he explained to the reader. Big Mac gathered his greatest tools of battle. "With this bag of apples, I'll show him what I'm made of!" And so he was off on an adventure. Well, a lot of neat stuff happened on the adventure, including a battle with a dragon, and an epic journey in a deserted island, but he was finally coming to the king's fortress. "It is time to..." Octavia held the box as she galloped to the ranch of the Apple's ponies. "Big Mac, I have the box!" she yelled excitedly, but he was already gone. Oh no, with him gone, Applejack at the race with Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy, and Apple Bloom being on that volcano adventure, and Granny having passed away during the last conflict, how will I find Mac? She sobbed. "It is okay, we shall find him," said the box. "You always find a way to cheer me up." And they left to search for Mac. Discord stood atop the glorious tomb of Princess Celestia and cried, "Oh, my dear, if only I had heard your cries. If only I wasn't busy fighting Tyrek when you most needed me. Now you're gone, and not even my powers of chaos can help you. I have no reason to live." Discord jumped off of the flying sky tomb and fell to his death on the changelings below, killing 20 of them and ending the changeling war that had been going on for 5 years, and that was how Celestia died. She got ambushed by changelings at a party, and they killed her, and Discord loved her, but that's all over now. Donkey sat on the small throne next to the king who had gave him the throne. "My king, who shall feel your new power first?" asked the donkey, said the donkey. "I shall rest within the tomb for 12 hours, and after that I shall unleash the unspeakable evil and create a future where my evil is law," said the king as he climbed into the casket and Cranky closed the door. "Your power shall be maximum," Donkey said, and a tear rolled down his face as he looked at the picture of Matilda on his locket, and now he's at her grave. "I'm sorry, Matilda, but soon everything will be better. We'll open the gates and pull you out of Tartarus, and we will be happy again," he said with a grin. The clock was ticking. Big Mac made his way through the Hall of Riddles and the Battleground of Torment, and he could see the fortress of the king. This reminds me of that time Applejack and her friends fought the king after they had a fun day at the festival. And so the flashback began. "Applejack, hurry up," said Twilight Sparkle to the lazy pony. "Honestly, Applejack, do I have to wake you up every morning like this, baka?" Twilight was in no mood for any of Applejack's crap. So they both ran out of the house with toast in their mouths because it was late. They ran until they met up with Fluttershy. "Oh hey girls, are you heading to the festival?" she asked and was shy while saying that. "Sure are, right after we pick up Rarity!" And outside of the flashback, Big Mac cried a little, but now we're back in the flashback. The ponies met the other ponies, and they went to the carnival. "Well, that sure was fun," said Pinkie Pie the pony. "Yeah, I can't believe you beat up all of those con artists," said Rainbow with a huge smile. Fluttershy blushed. "Well, good night, every pony," said every pony in unison as they all went home. The next day, the king attacked, and it was a neat battle. "No, never again! King Sombra!" said Twilight. "You shall all be my slaves!" he said as he launched a crystal at Big Mac, who was also helping with the battle. "No!" And Rarity jumped in front of the crystal, and it killed her. "No, not my true love!" cried out Mac, who had been dating Rarity and had just bought an engagement ring. Well, Twilight beat the crap out of Sombra. "I'm sorry, Cranky," said Twilight as she zapped Matilda. "No, please, why?" asked Cranky. "She's the one who unleashed Sombra. She must go to Tartarus." But you didn't even leave a body for me to bury, he screamed at her. And so she never had a grave, and Cranky swore vengeance by releasing Sombra again, and also this happened. Cranky, you have served me well, but to finish the work we must find the tomb box of the alicorns. It shall turn me into an alicorn, and I shall destroy Equestria! Cranky helped him, and now Big Mac's flashback is over and done with. Big Mac arrived at the fortress and walked up to Cranky. You! How could you betray us? He asked in shock. I just wanted my Matilda back, he said in tears. Big Mac punched him as hard as he could, and Cranky exploded into blood. This ends now, Sombra, he said, but it was done. Sombra was an alicorn. And now I shall finish the job. And with those words he destroyed the race. No, Applejka! He yelled. Also, I forgot to mention that Sombra killed Granny in the last fight. This is the end, said Mac. Big Mac jumped into the air and landed right onto Sombra. No! What is this power? Asked the confused Sombra. Apples! He yelled as he buried Sombra in apples. Please! Mercy! The Mad King pleaded. A hoof came crashing down on his head, and it exploded. Nope! Said Mac, and he laughed a little. The was over, and everyone was happy. The end. God damn it, that is the best story ever. And he picked up the